Greetings and welcome to this channel. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Thank you, my dear Leos, Solar and Ascendant. Please welcome to the channel this content. Essentially, we have here in the month of August 2022, according to the 1st of August, Greenwich Mean Time, 6 a.m., some interesting compositions in terms of aspects. The first being, of course, happy birthday to the solar return for the Leos that are out there. There's certainly a great degree of what can be seen. There's essentially a shining light on you in which illumination and realization is very much heightened for the time being. Okay, this has to do with the solar and the sun and Mercury in a slight conjunction with the ascendant. Okay, and what can be seen here is essentially truths being poured in from the 9th house with Jupiter in retrograde in Aries. With all this solar energy, there's a tendency for one to get burned according to what they say and how they express what they say, especially if it comes from the etheric plane, 12th house solar Leo energy. From this, what I see primarily is a block in terms of the great stellium that is occurring with the phantom planet of the North Node. That's the North Node of the Moon plus Mars and Uranus in Taurus, okay, in your 10th house. Meaning that according to your work or your career path, my dear Leo, there's something that has to do with essentially gross realizations, and I mean gross material realizations, that can be seen in terms of your stability, your compromises within certain karmas or actions that are being performed to produce an effect, okay? With this sort of very positive triangle here, there's a triangulation within your 12th house with Venus in Cancer that allows for nurturing in a spiritual dimension and essentially alleviation of anything that has to do with your 10th house with all this Mars and Taurus energy, okay? What this produces is in effect actions that are intended to be had, intended to be made by Leo, okay, by solar Leos as well as ascendant Leos, that essentially produce the effect of challenging karmas, challenging actions, challenging the workplace, especially your career, what you're called to do, in order to find some alleviation at all. With all the 10th house activation of Taurus, okay, with the disability it has, the handicap it has with Uranus in Taurus, there's an instability when it comes to certain actions that are produced in terms of having an effect in the realm of the North Node. Okay, essentially what I see here is an ability to confront karmas, confront actions, confront your sense of work ethic, your sense of reality, the outer world, confront the outer world and essentially come to a realization of the self, okay? This is potential. At the same time, there's a dissolving action as the sun progresses into Leo, or especially at the end of July. There's an essence here of gross realizations, okay, especially of the actions you produce in order to free yourself from certain karmas, or having the effective karmas bless you in a certain way, especially when it comes to your own resourcefulness, okay? With Virgo in the 2nd house, Leos are naturally affiliated to what I would call the curation of your resources. Resources come through a collective idealization in which your behavioral patterns and your ability to find method or methodologies in the way you accrue time, resources, energy, even self-love, there is a possibility of great gifts coming to you in terms of this. I see nothing but good. At the same time, there is a very tedious square here in opposition that is triggering your 1st, 10th, and 7th houses, meaning that there's something about you that has to do with people opposite to you or significant others that are going through immense deconstructive phases, okay? Phasing, if you will, in which they are trying to relate to two different realities, trying to come up with some sort of new structure in their life that has to do with the auspices of Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius, okay? This offers for you great realization, self-realization through independence, okay, especially independence of mind, of thought. At the same time, the very mind and the way information is conveyed, or the way dialogue is produced, has this sort of limiting effect in that most dialogue is going to be coming from a place of needing independence, needing freedom, needing a type of elevation for this. But this won't really affect the phasing of others, the way they tend to fade away, or the way they tend to have to deal with multiple realities or modes of existence. Realize that these people are on their own spiritual path. At the same time, they trigger in you some of these strong active forces, where the raging bull of Taurus, with Mars and Rahu, the North Node, the node of delusion and desire, is very highly activated when it comes to essentially the concern with the outer world, okay? The idea here is to go inwardly and to realize that there are self-realizations that are occurring that have nothing to do essentially with others. It's your own path. And that is what I see for the time being. Now, if you want to find out what certain karmas are being activated here, the way to look at it is from the south node that is being placed heavily in Scorpio in the 4th house, in your 4th house. Meaning that there's something about your home that immediately, if you were to tend to it or transform it, transfix it in some sort of way, sublimate any sort of toxic energies within the home space, the altar space, within the inner world, the temple of your body, there's an ability to purify in a sensual way and to find a way to deliver a clear voice, a clear way of doing things, a self-mastery, okay, within it all. At the same time, if you were to approach these karmas, okay, I want to call them, these stubborn things that need to be transfixed or transposed in some sort of way, you would have to address truth, latent truth that is coming into being through faith and through sort of the triplicity of fire. There's an ability to find in this fire triangle a great goal or ambition that may be hidden for the time being. Okay, this has to do with collectivized goal or ambition. It has to do with nurturing of the human spirit. Okay, and this is all very vague, but this is the best I can do for Leo right now. Thank you.